I use portfolios to collect my students' work as evidence of their learning. They tell a story about the student's progress. I use two types of portfolios. One's a group of folders a student keeps at their desk to put seat work in. These are large pieces of construction paper folded in half and in different colors. They are titled Literature Study, Theme, which is my Science and Social Studies integrated, Math, and Writing. The math folder gets changed every time we start a new component. In the beginning of the year, it was called Math because we were covering multiple concepts in review. We're now moving into a unit study on logic and critical thinking, so the folder will be titled Logic and Critical Thinking, and then the old folder will be filed in my student files until conferences. Here's an example of critical thinking and logic folder for portfolio for one student, and then inside they have all their worksheets, some mixed in some of their science here. Looks like they've put everything into one folder. This is their tied into body system. And then in the back, we have our critical thinking and logic handout pages. And also to go with this, my students have a math journal. And in the math journal, you can see how thick this ends up. In the math journal is all of their other work, their folders, their items that they need to keep. We glue pages in here every once in a while. Here's our geometry unit. So, and then we also put tons of stuff. And looks like she spilled something here. Here's one of the folders for keeping papers, different things in there. I also collect documentation or students' work that's benchmark work, which are lessons that support evidence of the student's abilities in the Common Core standards and any summative test. My students also have a records portfolio where they keep track of their spelling test scores and math time test scores. The theme folder is an integrated folder of work such as body systems. If we're studying body systems, there's acrostic poems on blood and digestive system. There's diagrams and illustrations of what does 30 feet look like, because that's the average length of the alimentary canal. I use, let's see, here is a copy of one of my students' math records folders. This student is very organized. They keep their word search that we do before every spelling test in here. They keep their spelling tests in here. She has her goals for all 3 trimesters are in here. Her spelling record sheet, her time test score sheet. She even has a pocket where she is keeping her scored homework. And in the back there is a pocket for her math time tests. This is a great idea I found on Pinterest of putting these folders together. These portfolios are used as evidence of my students' learning. During the conferences, the standards-based report card can be overwhelming to a parent, so I use it as my guide to what I'm teaching, and the portfolio of work to show how the student met the standards. It backs up why I gave the student a score of a 2 or a 3 and not a 4. It's an excellent documentation of records.